Welcome to The Explainer. Listen, if you've ever found yourself wondering how you'd actually build a profitable newsletter from absolute scratch, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we are breaking down the exact blueprint to launch a money-making newsletter in just one single month. No fluff here, just the raw data and the step-by-step process to get it done. Okay, let's dive into this. $3,000. That was the completely audacious, seemingly impossible 30-day goal we set for a test subject we'll call Canadian Devin. And he was starting with zero budget, zero existing audience, nothing. I mean, it sounds a little crazy, right? Most people would say it's literally impossible, but we're going to see exactly how he tackled it.
So, here's the structure playbook we'll cover today to prove you can replicate these exact results right from your couch. 1. The 30-day challenge. 2. The expensive problem test. 3. The hustle for subscribers. 4. Escaping the wallet trap. And 5. The final results.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the 30-day challenge.
Our guy Devin had a massive mountain to climb here. When you have no followers, no seed money, and no obvious unfair advantage, you need a rock-solid, incredibly direct strategy from day one. He needed a deceptively simple 4-step plan that acts as the foundation for this entire 30-day experiment. Step 1, build the newsletter. Step 2, beg strangers on the internet to read your stuff. Step 3, make a product actually worth money. And Step 4, take their money. It sounds almost too straightforward, right? But the magic is entirely in the execution. Which brings us to our second phase. Section 2, the expensive problem test. Look, picking the right topic is the critical difference between building a money-making newsletter and, a 1990s diary blog that nobody reads. So I want you to ask yourself this right now. What do you know that took years to learn that someone else would absolutely pay to skip? For Devin, it was YouTube. He'd spent 5 years consulting on what actually makes videos perform. At first, he didn't even think this was worth much, but he was literally sitting on a gold mine of a shortcut for other people. To figure out if your knowledge is actually a gold mine, you have to put it through this 3-point expensive problem test. 1, does your audience already spend money on this problem? 2, do you have a faster answer than what they're finding on Google? And 3, can you prove it with results? Devin's concept, which he brilliantly called Me Plus Machine, about how humans and AI can work together in video, perfectly passed this test. Now we move into the gritty reality of growth with Section 3, the hustle for subscribers. Having a great topic doesn't mean a thing if nobody is actually reading it. You can't just sit in a corner of the internet and hope people magically find you. Devin's expectation was that he needed to bribe strangers, so he attached a $5 Starbucks gift card to early sign-up requests. Well, he ended up blowing $750 of his tiny budget on his mom, his best friends, and family, who would have enthusiastically subscribed for free anyway. Look, your friends and family are your free round. Save the budget for convincing the people who are actually on the fence. Once traffic actually arrives, you need strict conversion rules in place on platforms like Beehive to make sure they stay. For your landing page, 1 headline, 1 email box, and 0 navigation menus. Seriously, do not give them a single reason to click away. For your welcome email, keep it stupid simple and ask for a direct reply. Getting that early engagement signals to email providers that you aren't spam, and it builds an immediate connection. And this brilliantly illustrates how you scale your reach once that foundation is set. Devin called his tactic the surface area sprint. He used Claude AI to scrape hot topics at 3:30 in the morning and autonomously publish 10 Twitter threads daily. He wasn't using AI as a crutch to write lazy content. He used it as an engine that runs off the clock, drastically expanding his surface area so strangers could organically discover him. Which leads us to a major psychological hurdle in Section 4, escaping the wallet trap. Right when Devin decided to build his first product, a tight 4-page PDF distilling his YouTube experience, he hit this massive wall that stops most creators from making real money. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the definition of the wallet trap. It's when you assume buyers think and operate like you, projecting your own definition of expensive onto them. Devin thought a few $100s was crazy for a PDF, but your personal budget has absolutely nothing to do with what your customer is willing to pay to solve their problem. Devin was also genuinely terrified of selling his secret sauce, thinking it would somehow ruin his main consulting gig. But there's a powerful realization here. Packaging your expertise doesn't make you replaceable, it makes you irreplaceable. Every single time you package your expertise and put a price tag on it, you force yourself to go deeper, to level up, and to stay ahead of what you just sold. So, let's look at the math behind escaping that trap. Selling a $50 product to 100 people from a tiny brand new email list, incredibly hard. You need massive volume. But selling a $400 YouTube Master Rulebook to just 5 people, vastly easier. Devin raised his prices, built a 106 rule PDF paired with an AI markdown file, set the price at $400 to build healthy margins early on, and got ready to launch. All right, the climax of our explainer, Section 5, the final results. After 30 days of absolute grinding, Devin finally hit send on his $400 product. Check out this growth timeline. Day 5, 145 subscribers. Day 15, 309. By day 21, he hit 600. And on launch day, day 28, he was sitting at 1,140 subscribers. It just proves that consistent hustle, combined with real AI leverage, creates an audience entirely worth monetizing in less than a month. But wait, right at the finish line, disaster almost struck. His product landing page looked like a dense, boring terms and conditions document. And a bad landing page will kill a great product every single time. So in a final desperate pivot, Devin used ChatGPT to recreate a sexy, clickable thumbnail inspired by top converting product hunt pages. You absolutely have to sell the visual just as much as the content itself. So the crucial point is right here in this final breakdown. He ended the experiment with 1,920 total subscribers and secured 11 product sales. That is a gross revenue of $4,400. Even after subtracting his $950 in total costs, including that $750 Starbucks mistake, he netted $3,450 in pure profit. Starting from absolute zero, that $3,000 goal wasn't just met, it was totally exceeded. Which leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative thought. What expertise are you hiding that someone is waiting to buy today? Devin had something worth paying for long before this 30-day experiment ever started. He just didn't believe he was allowed to sell it. So stop waiting until you feel completely ready. Package your knowledge, build your list, and start your own 30-day challenge today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I really hope this sparks your next big idea.